Look at what's happening now. There are three great powers in the system. We're now in a multipolar world, and those three great powers are China, Russia, and the United States. And because of our foolish policy in Ukraine, we have pushed the Russians and the Chinese close together. They are now, at this point in time, very close allies, despite the fact that in the past they've had very testy relations, if not terrible relations. But today, that's not the case. And it's not the case because the United States, given what it's doing in Ukraine, has pushed the Russians into the arms of the Chinese. Then take the Indians. India is not yet a great power, but it is definitely a major power. And it looked until very recently that it had good relations, improving relations with the United States. But President Trump decided to get rough with the Indians because the Indians are importing Russian oil. And the end result is that the Indians and the Chinese and the Russians have all moved close together. And you see all sorts of other examples. Just take BRICS and what's happening with BRICS. There's no question that BRICS has become a more formidable institution over time. And BRICS, of course, includes not just India, Russia, and China. It also includes countries like Brazil and Turkey. And all of those countries are angry with the United States for one reason or another. And through international institutions like BRICS, they make their anger known. So we have this very interesting situation where the United States has pushed all sorts of countries into an oppositional camp. And we're left with allies like the Europeans and the Israelis. Those are our best friends in the world today. But then if you look at the Europeans and you look at US-European relations, they're actually much worse today than they were 10 years ago. And everyone expects that those relations will get worse with time. So you see that US-European relations are not good. And all of this tells you that the United States, except for Israel, is reaching a position where it's pretty much all alone in the world. And given that President Trump will be in the White House for 3+ more years, one would not expect this situation to change anytime soon. There's no question that the United States is still the most powerful state on the planet. If you look at the multipolar world that we operate in, it's clear that China is a peer competitor of the United States, and that the United States lives in fear that China will become as powerful, if not more powerful, than the United States. Russia is the weakest of the three great powers, for sure. But nevertheless, it is important to understand that we still are the most powerful state on the planet, although China is a peer competitor. But this is a fundamentally different situation that existed during the unipolar moment. That's the period after the Cold War ended from roughly 1992 up to about 2017. We were the only great power on the planet. We were incredibly powerful relative to everybody else. That world has gone away. And again, we now have two great powers, one of which is a peer competitor.